Scott says, what is an effective process to send out proposals without having to chase them or be used by the prospect to shop around other proposals? I feel like I'm in a weak position once I release a proposal. Put a deadline on it, Scott. Put a deadline on it. Seriously. I mean, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Say, look, this is proprietary proposal. You got 24 hours to make a decision, whatever, to sign the proposal, or else this becomes null and void. And you can put that right in the proposal, that language right in the proposal. That's how I've always done it. Sometimes people are going to go shop around anyways, but you have to stay strong on your position, though. Just like, you have to. If you're going to do that, you have to stay strong. You have to say, look, this proposal at this price expires in 24 hours. That means if they're going to go shop around, they better do it real fast, because otherwise the price goes up. I'm not saying that you won't take them on as a client, but I always put like if you sign today, then it'll be this price. If you wait until tomorrow, it's going to be this price type of thing. That's what I've done. But what are you going to say, Roman? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's so I love the idea of urgency with that. That makes a lot of sense. One of the other things that picking up on here is, he's saying that he's got a weak position once he releases the proposal. And I'm wondering if he has a conversation with the client and then just sends them a proposal rather than walk them through the proposal.
Yeah.
If you spend the time to walk a client through the proposal, a lot of times you can close them right there on the spot.
Yeah.
If you have sales abilities. If not, then it's going to be some period of time afterwards, but you really need to walk them through the proposal. That needs to, I feel personally that is a very important part of the process, unless they're completely sold beforehand. If you know that they're already sold and done, you can still walk them through the proposal, because I think that's a trust building exercise. If somebody hands you a 10-page document and saying that they're going to do all of this stuff and yada yada yada, whatever it is that the proposal that you're sending them, it makes sense that you should walk them through it, especially if your price is thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, I just wanted to say too that Wayne put something up there on the page, which is good too. He's just basically saying he quit sending out proposals without going through it online or in person. And if client balks at that, just tell them that's how we do business. So,
yep,
basically the same.
Well, you can frame it as, I'm protecting my proprietary methods and processes. And so if you're, I'm happy to jump on a join.me a session, or whatever. Join.me is what I use, and just get on a session with them so they can see my screen and I can just walk them through the proposal. Sometimes if I have a good rapport with the prospect, like if it's a referral client, which is typically how most of my proposals are generated, because they were clients that were referred to me from existing clients, and so I don't really have to worry about that so much. And so oftentimes what I'll do is draft a proposal, and then I'll record just a screencast video where I walk through the proposal and send it to them. But if I think that they're shopping around, then I will do it on a live, like join.me type presentation, so that they don't actually have a physical copy of it. I do, until they decide whether if they agree to sign it, then I'll send it to them. If not, then I say, well, then, shop around, do whatever you're going to do, and get back to me when you've made a decision. If you sign today, it's going to be this price. If you sign tomorrow, it'll be this price, kind of thing.
Yep. And that's really interesting too about the clients shopping around, because if a client's shopping around, then you need to be paying close attention to your positioning of what you're selling. Are you selling yourself as a consultant, as a trusted advisor to that person? Or are you selling yourself as an SEO service?
A commodity.
If you're positioning yourself as a commodity, exactly, then you're going to be compared to everyone else. People are going to shop around. And of course, what do you think it's going to be? It's going to be the lowest price, right? And we all know that's not how this works, but they don't.
One of the things I found to overcome that is when doing a proposal, I like to wow the client with how much like reporting I can show them, as far as like where they currently stand and the opportunities that I see that can be improved upon for quick wins as well as long-term gains, that kind of stuff. So, and that's oftentimes how I'll win a proposal or a client, because I'll send them information. Like, for example, I did have a referral client for a preschool. I've never done any preschool work, like, marketing for preschools before, but one of my oldest clients has given me or referred them to me. So I sent him a bunch of reports. He has 2 different locations, so he had 2 websites, and I basically went through and analyzed everything, fine-tooth comb. I did a really nice reporting, and then I did a bullet point on a Google Doc as well as a screencast video explaining everything. The video ended up being like, I don't know, 27 minutes long. It was crazy. It was way longer than I wanted it to be. But I sent it to him with all the reports plus the proposal or the doc with the line-by-line items and all that stuff. And he replied back and said, wow, he goes, I've talked to 4 other marketing companies and I've never had anybody go through as much detail. And he was sold right then and there. And that was before I even pitched him on the proposal. That was just on the, hey, this is what I see type of thing. And that really, really works well. If you can, because you can create that kind of trusted advisor status that Roman was just mentioning.
Yeah, it's providing them insight into their own business, right? At the end of the day, you're showing them their own information and helping them understand it and what they're seeing. You're providing insight into their business. That you can't stand from a stronger position than that.
Yep.
Yeah, if I can add, because I think that this is a great conversation to have. I think that the walking through the proposal is key, and I really agree that you either jump on the phone with them and tell them right there and then. Like I usually what I like doing is to pre-screen as much as possible, meaning I don't talk to people unless they are 100% sure that I'm going to charge them X amount of money and that they need to be invested on their money. I'm that disqualifying when it comes to talking to people, right? Even if it is like on a consulting funnel, if they need to come up with a form, if they need to, I usually don't talk to people, or I try not to talk to people that they're just hunting for prices or they're just shopping around, right? So that's number one. So I think that the going through the proposal and adding as much value as possible on the proposal itself plays a big role, number one. And number two, I think, Scott, that if you're, as Roman was correctly saying, if you're positioning yourself the right way, you shouldn't be worrying on being strong, because you're pretty much the next logical or the only logical solution that understands their business and that they can make them grow. So I would combine those two. And also, if you are worrying about how strong your position is after you send the proposal, I think, and this is my opinion, that your pipeline is not full enough, that you're not getting as many calls as you could get, or you're not getting as many leads, quote unquote, for you to talk as you could possibly get, because that way you don't care about that proposal that much, right? If you're sending like one proposal, or if you're having like one conversation a week, that proposal could be a deal breaker, right? So you put a lot of stress on it. But if you're having conversations with clients that could potentially help them out, and you're out there enough so that you get enough exposure, I would say, for your market, then you will never have the problem of people shopping around, because you become the only logical solution. And that's the way you need to position yourself, and that's how you can charge a premium. Because if you go for the price tag, there's no way you can compete with people in Philippines. There's no way you can compete with people in India. There's no way you can do that, right? So I think that it has to do with how you position yourself, and yeah, walking them through the proposal and, you know, disqualifying them before getting to talk to you or even send them the proposal. I think that's you're gonna talk to less people, but those people are gonna be like way more qualified to talk to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and the last part of that, I want to add just that really quickly is to just agree with Hernan and say that, you know, once you get enough leads that you're talking with, then no single lead is going to make or break your business, and that your the way that you portray yourself, the vibe that you put out, in the tone of your voice, the way that you speak, the confidence will show through when you know that you've got, you know, 8 other prospects that you're talking to or going to be sending proposals out this week. Then that one proposal isn't such a big deal whether you win or lose it, and you can be more confident in your pitch or in your proposal and saying, this is it, take it or leave it. I mean, you don't have to be rude. I'm just saying, in your own attitude and the way you approach it will be at a you'll be in a much higher position of strength, because you're not relying on that one proposal being accepted to make or break your business, if that makes sense. So, all right,
yeah,
looks
absolutely.
like we got
confidence is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Confidence is and that comes with experience as well as filling your pipeline with enough leads. And that's something that I'm working on for, like I said, we're going to be breaking down a prospecting funnel tomorrow in the mastermind that is just freaking crushing it. So my sales process still really sucks right now. I'm not going to lie, but the prospecting side of it's really starting to pan out. So our bacon's up. We got to roll through a couple of these. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Before you go on, let's put it out there. You are making sales. Not as many as you'd like to, but you're still closing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're burning through a lot of these leads rather quickly because we're still, fine tuning the sales process. But yeah, I mean, I closed a big contractor on Friday last week, a big one. So that's really good. So.